Web Daily Bible, Day 100. 2 Samuel, chapter 22. David spoke to the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord delivered him out of the hand of all his enemies and out of the hand of Saul. And he said, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer, even mine. God is my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower and my refuge. My Savior, you save me from violence. I call on the Lord who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. For the waves of death surrounded me. The floods of ungodliness made me afraid. The cords of Sheol were around me. The snares of death caught me. In my distress I called on the Lord. Yes, I called to my God. He heard my voice out of his temple. My cry came into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of heaven quaked and were shaken because he was angry. Smoke went up out of his nostrils. Consuming fire came out of his mouth. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also and came down. Thick darkness was under his feet. He rode on a cherub and flew. Yes, he was seen on the wings of the wind. He made darkness a shelter around himself, gathering of waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness before him, coals of fire were kindled. The Lord thundered from heaven. The Most High uttered his voice. He sent out arrows and scattered them, lightning and confused them. Then the channels of the sea appeared. The foundations of the world were laid bare by the Lord's rebuke at the blast of the breath of his nostrils. He sent from on high and he took me. He drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, from those who hated me, for they were too mighty for me. They came on me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my support. He also brought me out into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. He rewarded me according to the cleanness of my hands. For I have kept the Lord's ways and have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his ordinances were before me. As for his statutes, I didn't depart from them. I was also perfect toward him. I kept myself from my iniquity. Therefore the Lord has rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to my cleanness in his eyesight. With the merciful you will show yourself merciful. With the perfect man you will show yourself perfect. With the pure you will show yourself pure. With the crooked you will show yourself shrewd. You will save the afflicted people, but your eyes are on the arrogant, that you may bring them down. For you are my lamp, Lord. The Lord will light up my darkness. For by you I run against a troop. By my God I leap over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The Lord's word is tested. He is a shield to all those who take refuge in him. For who is God besides the Lord? Who is a rock besides our God? God is my strong fortress. He makes my way perfect. He makes his feet like hinds' feet and sets me on my high places. He teaches my hands to war, so that my arms bend a bow of bronze. You have also given me the shield of your salvation. Your gentleness has made me great. You have enlarged my steps under me. My feet have not slipped. I have pursued my enemies and destroyed them. I didn't turn again until they were consumed. I have consumed them and struck them through so that they can't arise. Yes, they have fallen under my feet. For you have armed me with strength for the battle. You have subdued under me those who rose up against me. You have also made my enemies turn their backs to me, that I might cut off those who hate me. They looked, but there was no one to save, even to the Lord, but he didn't answer them. Then I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I crushed them as the mire of the streets and spread them abroad. You also have delivered me from the strivings of my people. You have kept me to be the head of the nations. A people whom I have not known will serve me. The foreigners will submit themselves to me. As soon as they hear of me, they will obey me. The foreigners will fade away and will come trembling out of their close places. The Lord lives. Blessed be my rock. Exalted be God, the rock of my salvation, even the God who executes vengeance for me, who brings down peoples under me, who brings me away from my enemies. Yes, You lift me up above those who rise up against me. You deliver me from the violent man. Therefore I will give thanks to you, Lord, among the nations, and will sing praises to your name. He gives great deliverance to his king, and shows loving kindness to his anointed, to David and to his offspring, forevermore. Chapter 23. Now these are the last words of David. David the son of Jesse says, "The man who was raised on high says, the anointed of the God of Jacob, the sweet psalmist of Israel. The Lord's Spirit spoke by me. His word was on my tongue. The God of Israel said, the Rock of Israel spoke to me. One who rules over men righteously, who rules in the fear of God, shall be as the light of the morning when the sun rises, a morning without clouds, when the tender grass springs out of the earth, through clear shining after rain. Isn't my house so with God? Yet he has made with me an everlasting covenant, ordered in all things and sure, for it is all my salvation and all my desire. Won't he make it grow? But all the ungodly will be as thorns to be thrust away, because they can't be taken with the hand. The man who touches them must be armed with iron and the staff of a spear. They will be utterly burned with fire in their place. These are the names of the mighty men whom David had: Josheb-Basshebeth, a Tekemonite, chief of the captains. He was called Adino the Eznite, who killed 800 at one time. After him was Eleazar the son of Dodai, the son of an Ahohite, one of the 3 mighty men with David when they defied the Philistines who were there gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel had gone away. He arose and struck the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand froze to the sword. And the Lord worked a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to take plunder. After him was Shammah, the son of Agi, a Hararite. The Philistines had gathered together into a troop, where there was a plot of ground full of lentils, and the people fled from the Philistines. But he stood in the middle of the plot, and defended it, and killed the Philistines, and the Lord worked a great victory. 3 of the 30 chief men went down, and came to David in the harvest time to the cave of Adullam, and the troop of the Philistines was encamped in the valley of Rephaim. David was then in the stronghold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. David said longingly, "Oh, that someone would give me water to drink from the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate." The 3 mighty men broke through the army of the Philistines, and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it and brought it to David. But he would not drink of it, but poured it out to the Lord. He said, "Be it far from me, Lord, that I should do this. Isn't this the blood of the men who risked their lives to go?" Therefore he would not drink it. The 3 mighty men did these things. Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was chief of the 3. He lifted up his spear against 300 and killed them, and had a name among the 3. Wasn't he most honorable of the 3? Therefore he was made their captain. However, he wasn't included as one of the 3. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done mighty deeds, killed the 2 sons of Ariel of Moab. He also went down and killed a lion in the middle of a pit in a time of snow. He killed a huge Egyptian, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand. But he went down to him with a staff, and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and killed him with his own spear. Benaiah the son of Jehoiada did these things, and had a name among the 3 mighty men. He was more honorable than the 30, but he didn't attain to the 3. David set him over his guard. Asahel the brother of Joab was one of the 30. Elhanan the son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shammah the Haradite, Elika the Haradite, Helez the Paltite, Ira the son of Ikesh the Tekoite, Abiezer the Anathothite, Mebunai the Hushathite, Zalmon the Ahohite, Maharai the Netophathite, Heleb the son of Baana the Netophathite, Ittai the son of Ribai of Gibeah of the children of Benjamin, Benaiah a Pirathonite, Hiddai of the brooks of Gash, Abialbon the Arbathite, Asmaveth the Barhumite, Eliabah the Shalbonite, the sons of Jashan, Jonathan, Shammah the Hararite, Ahiam the son of Sharar the Ararite, Eliphalet the son of Ahasbai, the son of the Machathite, Eliam the son of Ahithophel the Gilonite, Hezro the Carmelite, Paurai the Arbite, Egal the son of Nathan of Zobah, Bani the Gadite, Zelek the Ammonite, Naharai the Beerothite, armor-bearers to Joab the son of Zeruiah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, and Uriah the Hittite, 37 in all. Chapter 24. Again the Lord's anger burned against Israel, and he moved David against them, saying, "Go, count Israel and Judah." The king said to Joab, the captain of the army, who was with him, "Now go back and forth through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and count the people, that I may know the sum of the people." Joab said to the king, "Now may the Lord your God add to the people, however many they may be, 100 times, and may the eyes of my lord the king see it. But why does my lord the king delight in this thing?" Notwithstanding, the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of the army. Joab and the captains of the army went out from the presence of the king to count the people of Israel. They passed over the Jordan and encamped in Aroer, on the right side of the city that is in the middle of the valley of Gad, and to Jazer. Then they came to Gilead and to the land of Tatim Hodshi, and they came to Danjan and around to Sidon, and came to the stronghold of Tyre, and to all the cities of the Hivites and of the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah at Beersheba. So when they had gone back and forth through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. Joab gave up the sum of the counting of the people to the king, and there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men who drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. David's heart struck him after he had counted the people. David said to the Lord, "I have sinned greatly in that which I have done. But now, the Lord, put away, I beg you, the iniquity of your servant, for I have done very foolishly." When David rose up in the morning, the Lord's word came to the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, "Go and speak to David. The Lord says, I offer you 3 things. Choose one of them, that I may do it to you." So Gad came to David and told him, saying, "Shall 7 years of famine come to you in your land? Or will you flee 3 months before your foes while they pursue you? Or shall there be 3 days' pestilence in your land? Now answer, and consider what answer I shall return to him who sent me." David said to Gad, "I am in distress. Let us fall now into the Lord's hand, for his mercies are great. Let me not fall into man's hand." So the Lord sent a pestilence on Israel from the morning even to the appointed time, and 70,000 men died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba. When the angel stretched out his hand toward Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord relented of the disaster and said to the angel who destroyed the people, "It is enough. Now withdraw your hand." The Lord's angel was by the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. David spoke to the Lord when he saw the angel who struck the people and said, "Behold, I have sinned, and I have done perversely. But these sheep, what have they done? Please let your hand be against me and against my father's house." Gad came that day to David and said to him, "Go up, build an altar to the Lord on the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite." David went up according to the saying of Gad, as the Lord commanded. Araunah looked out and saw the king and his servants coming on toward him. Then Araunah went out and bowed himself before the king with his face to the ground. Araunah said, "Why has my lord the king come to his servant?" David said, "To buy your threshing floor, to build an altar to the Lord, that the plague may be stopped from afflicting the people." Araunah said to David, "Let my lord the king take and offer up what seems good to him. Behold, the cattle for the burnt offering, and the threshing sledges, and the yokes of the oxen for the wood. All this, O king, does Araunah give to the king." Araunah said to the king, "May the Lord your God accept you." The king said to Araunah, "No, but I will most certainly buy it from you for a price. I will not offer burnt offerings to the Lord my God, which cost me nothing." So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. David built an altar to the Lord there, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So the Lord was entreated for the land, and the plague was removed from Israel.